Hi students, now we are discussing the chapter force and pressure and we have completed contact forces. Today we are going to discuss about non-contact forces. The force which acts on an object without coming physically in contact with it is called non-contact force. For example, magnetic force, electrostatic force and gravitational force. What is magnetic force? The force exerted by a magnet is called magnetic force. As you know, one magnet can attract or repel other magnet, and the magnet can also attract magnetic materials. Here in all these cases, magnetic force is in action. Here you can see the opposite poles of a magnet. Opposite poles of two magnets can attract each other, that is a south and north pole attracts, and south and south pole, that is similar poles, will repel each other, that you learned in 6th standard, attraction and repulsion. Next type of non-contact force is electrostatic force. The force exerted by a charged body on another charged or uncharged body is known as electrostatic force. The force exerted by a charged body on another charged or uncharged body is known as electrostatic force. We can rub on object and thereby we can charge it. For example, a straw rubbed with paper attracts another straw, because in this one straw is charged and the other one is not at all charged. Here one charged body is attracting one uncharged body. It comes under electrostatic force. Here in another situation, a straw rubbed with paper. Here it repels another straw rubbed with paper, because both are having the same charge. That's why it will repel the another straw. Electrostatic force is an example of non-contact force. Gravitational force, what is it? Every object in the universe exerts a force on every other object. This force is known as gravitational force. As you know that leaves and fruits fall to the ground when they get detached from the plant. That is because of gravitational force. That is because of gravitational force. Next topic is pressure. We learned about force and we discussed about types of force with example. Now it is pressure. What is pressure? What is the relation of pressure with force? Is there any connection between two? Yes. Force acting on a unit area of a surface is called pressure. Force acting on a unit area of a surface is called pressure. Pressure is equal to force upon area. Pressure is equal to force upon area. Why shoulder bags are provided with broad straps? Now we are discussing about pressure. Here, when the shoulder bags are having, or if it is having broad straps, it decreases the pressure on your shoulder by increasing the surface area. Broad straps means more surface area, thereby it decreases the pressure on your shoulder. That's why shoulder bags are provided with broad straps. It decreases the pressure by increasing surface area. Why tools meant for cutting and piercing have sharp edges? Because it increases the pressure. The surface area is less means it increases the pressure by decreasing the surface area. Here decreasing surface area will increase the pressure. As we discussed about pressure exerted by solids like that, liquids and gases. Pressure is exerted by liquids and gases. Now, first of all, we are going to discuss about pressure exerted by liquids. We will discuss an activity by which we can prove that pressure exerted by water at the bottom of the container depends on the height of its column. Pressure exerted by water at the bottom of the container depends on the height of its column. Here is the activity. You can read it. Okay. Pressure exerted by liquids and gases. Take a transparent glass tube or a plastic pipe. The length of the pipe or tube should be about 15 centimeter and its diameter should be 5 to 7.5 centimeter. Also take a piece of thin sheet of a good quality rubber, or you can take one rubber balloon. Stretch the rubber sheet tightly over one end of the pipe and hold the pipe at the middle, keeping it in a vertical position. Like this. Ask one of your friends or your family member to pour some water in the pipe. Does the rubber sheet bulge out? Yes. Note also the height of the water column in the pipe. Pour some more water. Observe again and the bulge in the rubber sheet and the height of the water column in the pipe. Here you can see that when the height of the water column in the pipe is less, at that time the bulge that it is less. In the second case, the height of the water column is more and there the bulge, the rubber sheet or the balloon that we attached, it bulges more. Observe again the bulge in the rubber sheet and the height of the water column in the pipe. Repeat this process a few more times. Can you see any relation between the amount of the bulge in the rubber sheet and the height of the water column in the pipe? Yes, there is a relation. What is the relation? Here, if the height of the water column is less means there is less bulging in the rubber sheet or the balloon. And if the height of the water column is more in the pipe means more bulging we can see at the end of the pipe. That is more bulging in the balloon attached at the end of the sheet. What we can prove by this? We can prove that pressure exerted by water at the bottom of the container depends on the height of its column. In this you can see in which case more pressure is exerted by water at the bottom of the container, or here liquid means water is filled in both the tubes, and in which case more pressure is exerted? Yes, that's in the second case. More water is there, more liquid is there, it is exerting more pressure at the bottom of the container. Here container is that pipe or that transparent glass tube. What is the conclusion then? Pressure exerted by water at the bottom of the container depends on the height of its column. Good. You have to draw this in your homework side. Here questions are here. Questions are, what is the question? Only one question is there. Try to answer it now. Describe an activity to show pressure exerted by water at the bottom of the container depends on the height of its column. Describe an activity to show pressure exerted by water at the bottom of the container depends on the height of its column.